General Electric. For over a century, that name was basically American for making stuff. From Edison's light bulbs to jet engines, GE was the bedrock of US manufacturing. It was the company your grandfather worked for, the stock your parents bought, and the logo on your refrigerator. GE wasn't just a company, it was a promise of stable jobs and American ingenuity. But lately, that dependable old retriever has been acting a little strange. The company has split into 3 separate entities, and with that split has come a wave of plant closures and layoffs. Communities that once saw the GE logo as a guarantee of prosperity now face empty factory floors. This isn't just another story about a big company making tough decisions. It's about a fundamental shift in what a company like GE is and who it serves. We're talking about corporate restructuring so vast it's hard to comprehend, and the contradiction of laying off workers while announcing multi-million-dollar investments. What's happening at GE is a microcosm of the American economy itself. So tonight, let's unravel the jargon and get to the heart of why these plants are closing and what it means for the future of work and community. The chaos began with GE's corporate breakup. In April 2024, GE split into 3 independent companies: GE Aerospace, GE Vernova, and GE Healthcare. The logic? Each could be more nimble and attractive to investors. Wall Street loved it. 3 focused companies instead of 1 lumbering giant. But corporate divorces are never clean. Each new company now scrutinizes every dollar, every facility, every employee. The old synergy is gone. Now it's every company for itself. This has triggered a wave of restructuring as each entity tries to prove it's a lean, mean, profit-making machine. For employees, this means uncertainty and job cuts. When GE Aerospace looks at its books, it's not thinking about legacy, it's thinking about quarterly earnings. The Great Divorce has created 3 new households, each cleaning house in the most ruthless way possible. Long-serving employees are left wondering where they belong, only to find out they're being shown the door. To see the real-world impact, look at Evansville, Indiana. Once the refrigerator capital of the world, Evansville's identity was built around GE Appliances. But GE Appliances was sold to Haier in 2016, though the GE logo remained. In 2024, the final blow came. The company closed its technology center in Evansville. The official reason? A downturn in the global appliance industry. In reality, Haier consolidated R&D in Louisville, Kentucky, and Evansville lost out. Dozens of high-wage jobs vanished, jobs that supported families and anchored the middle class. Severance packages and relocation offers were cold comfort for those forced to uproot their lives. This wasn't just a few jobs lost, it was the symbolic end of an era for Evansville. The city's manufacturing legacy was erased by a decision made far away. In the global business world, history and loyalty are just numbers on a spreadsheet. The refrigerator capital of the world had finally run out of cold air. Schenectady, New York, is a quintessential GE town. In late 2024, GE Aerospace announced it was laying off nearly half its workforce at the Schenectady facility. The reason? Restructuring. Another vague explanation. For those losing their jobs, the transformation felt like a swift kick out the door. But just months earlier, GE Vernova announced a $22 million investment at the same campus to manufacture advanced generators, creating over 150 new jobs. One GE company is firing people while another is hiring at the same location. This is the Schenectady Shuffle, the chaos of a conglomerate broken apart. There's no unified strategy anymore. Each company has its own priorities. For the city and its workers, it's a dizzying spectacle of conflicting signals. The fate of a community is now subject to the competing whims of fragmented successors. Stability is gone, replaced by uncertainty. The same site can be a place of hope and heartbreak, sometimes in the same week. This is the new reality for GE towns across America. It's easy to blame executives, but these decisions aren't made in a vacuum. The new GE companies and Haier's GE Appliances face a turbulent global market, supply chain disruptions, shifting demand, and fierce competition. The post-pandemic boom in home goods has faded, leading to slumps like the one that shuttered Evansville's tech center. These pressures are global. GE Healthcare, for example, is strong in the US, but faces a soft market in China. When a major market sneezes, global companies catch a cold, influencing cost-cutting everywhere. Manufacturing today is about hyper-specialization in global supply chains. If it's cheaper to move R&D from one city to another, the move happens, no matter the local impact. The new GE companies are no longer insulated giants, they're players in a ruthless global game. The perfect storm of internal shifts and external pressures leaves workers and communities caught in the middle. Behind the jargon of synergies and strategic pivots is a brutal reality. People lose their jobs. For many, a job at GE was a career, an identity, and a source of pride, often spanning generations. The sudden loss is not just economic but psychological, severing ties to a lifetime of work and community. Severance pay and transition services offer a temporary cushion, but can't replace long-term security. Older workers face daunting prospects in a changing job market, often forced into early retirement or lower-wage jobs. The ripple effects hit local economies hard. Diners lose customers, stores see sales drop, real estate softens, and city tax revenues fall. Public services suffer as the economic engine stalls. The closure of a GE plant isn't just a business event, it's a blow to the entire community. The true cost is measured in shuttered storefronts and families struggling to figure out what comes next. It's the erosion of the middle class in towns that once formed the backbone of American industry. This isn't just about a company adapting, it's about communities being left behind. The most bewildering part of the GE story is the contradiction between cutting jobs and spending big. One arm of GE fires people while another hires, sometimes at the same location. Each new company is free to pursue its own path, leading to wildly different outcomes. This is strategic realignment, divesting from yesterday's business, investing in tomorrow's growth. GE is shifting away from legacy manufacturing while pouring millions into high-tech areas. For example, while GE Aerospace trims jobs, GE Vernova bets big on renewables. GE Healthcare, meanwhile, invests $138 million in Ireland while restructuring elsewhere. This isn't a company in crisis. It's evolving, reallocating resources, and pruning for new growth. For workers, it's deeply frustrating. How can a company lay you off while announcing massive investments? The answer: corporate evolution follows the logic of the market, not the logic of loyalty. If you want proof these layoffs aren't about survival, look at GE Healthcare. Since its spin-off, it's been a financial powerhouse. Nearly $20 billion in revenue and $2 billion in net income in 2024. Yet, despite strong results, GE Healthcare spent $120 million on restructuring last year alone. These aren't the actions of a company in crisis. They're the moves of a profitable corporation determined to become even more efficient. This is stealth restructuring, slow, steady cuts and closures, framed as productivity initiatives. The company multitasks, signing massive deals and investing in new products, while quietly eliminating jobs. The goal isn't just profitability, but ever-increasing profitability. Wall Street demands more every quarter, driving relentless cost-cutting, even when it means lost livelihoods. In today's economy, a company's success is no guarantee of job security. Sometimes, the more successful a company becomes, the more ruthless it gets. So, what are we left with? The new General Electric is not a dying giant, but a company reborn, calculated, aggressive, and focused on shareholder returns. The old GE that promised jobs for life is gone. In its place are three companies, each prioritizing profit over loyalty or community. Plant closures and layoffs are not bad luck. They're the direct result of this new reality. Capital is mobile, labor is disposable, and investments follow the cold logic of the global market. For workers, this means one day you're part of a legacy, the next you're a redundancy. The dual nature, simultaneous destruction and creation, is GE's defining feature now. The transition may lead to stronger companies, but the human cost is high. Progress and pain are now two sides of the same coin. GE's transformation is a case study for the future of American industry, forcing us to ask, can we be globally competitive without hollowing out our communities? Or will the promise of American manufacturing remain just a ghost, haunting the empty factories left behind?